Welcome to another episode of Purchase to Profits. I'm Seth Ferguson. Make sure you hit the subscribe button and ring the bell so you don't miss our daily interviews with successful real estate investors. Our guest today is very mobile in the car and is passionate about teaching others how to create real wealth, which she defines as having both the time and the money to live life on your terms. She hosts two podcasts, The Real Wealth Show and Real Estate News for Investors, both top 10 podcasts on iTunes with listeners in 27 different countries. Kathy Fettke is the co-founder of the Real Wealth Network and offers free resources and cutting-edge education for beginner and experienced real estate investors. Kathy, welcome to Purchase to Profits. It's great to have you on the show.
Thanks for having me.
You are very welcome. So to kick things off, do you want to tell us a little bit about your real estate goals right now?
Sure. We really are looking for more development deals, apartments, and anything in opportunity zones that makes sense. So we are very aware that the market is turning and things are changing, and people have got to be aware of that and know where the right opportunities are. This is a really good time to reposition assets. So the opportunities, again, that we see is building new supply of housing in areas where there's a lot of job growth and not enough housing, and syndicating that. So that's been really good for investors, and we've got a few deals in the pipeline. And then, of course, the opportunity zones where people can defer their capital gain taxes and then pay no tax on the new investment. So very exciting stuff.
Yeah. Are the opportunity zones, is that something you really jumped on with your business when that came out?
We're trying to jump on it, but the government shutdown has delayed the final ruling on it. And I know that a lot of people are doing it anyway, but you know, I'm at a stage in life when you say, what are your goals? For me, it's to enjoy my life and only pick the best deals, and those deals need to be extremely profitable. I don't work for free. And I'm also investing other people's money, so the projects have to be really great with a huge margin for error. And you know, the fact that sales have slowed down a bit, and we're in sort of an uncertain time where there could be more growth or there could be a recession, nobody knows. So you really have to pick the right projects. And so we are, you know, cautiously, we'll start aggressively in opportunity zones as soon as the final rules come out.
Okay, gotcha. And that mindset now that you have, obviously you are in a mature position with your portfolio and your business. When did that shift occur from you in the build phase of your business to now where you're just kind of cherry picking a bit?
Well, I can tell you, when you're a new investor, you don't necessarily know what's a good deal. So any deals is exciting, and so oftentimes we don't know to ask the right questions because it's all new. So I jumped into a lot of things I didn't understand when I was starting out, that some went really well and some didn't. So when you kind of sifted through it all, we ended up in the positive, but there was a lot of effort, a lot of loss along the way, a lot of learning. And so I would say the shift happened when I just got tired of all that. And I was like, oh, wait, investing is meant to make money. So how about we just do this right? So, you know, all of those experiences make you a better investor for sure. It's kind of like if you were going to get into an airplane, you'd kind of like to see that one of the pilots has gray hair, right? Like they've been there, they've been through different storms. And especially if you're about to go on an airplane and you know there's a storm coming, you want to know that guy has flown through storms before.
Yeah.
So there is value to having done that. And anyone who went through the last storm of 2008, well, you bring with you that kind of experience that you can go, ooh, this could happen again. How do I prepare myself? How do I do it better? How do I do it differently? Whereas the person who's only been investing for the last 10 years and has only seen blue skies, they wouldn't really know what to look for or be aware of as the tides change.
Yeah, for sure. And I'm sure those people through 2008 have a couple more gray hairs too. So that helps
Yeah.
out there a lot.
Got
So,
them right here. Yeah.
yeah. Oh no, we can't notice on you. I'm just
No,
talking
all
about
good. Okay.
so so do you have anything that you do, any rituals or maybe daily or weekly that kind of keep you focused on your business?
Uh, Rituals. Well, I'm lucky that some of my rituals are also my work. I have that daily podcast, the Real Estate News. So every day I'm reporting on the most current news, about 7 minutes a day on that podcast. And that I really do that honestly so that I can stay on top of things. And as long as I'm doing that, I might as well share it with my audience. So that's a daily ritual of constantly knowing what's going on in this ever changing world.
Hmm.
You can't invest anymore and just forget about it. You got to stay on top of your investments. So that's a ritual, is just producing the Real Estate News. And then the Real Wealth Show, same thing. I get to interview really high level people who keep me current, keep our audience current on changes and what we should be looking out for in 2019 and where the opportunity is. Those are on the professional side. Our company is also going through the EOS training, which is through Traction, and that has been a game changer for us. Just unbelievable, really making sure the right people are in the right seats and that they're really not only qualified for the position, but really want it, and that they fit your company values and all that. That's just been, it's like getting everybody rowing in the same pattern and same rhythm.
Yeah.
And it's been great, kind of making it a self-managed company, a passive income company as well. So
Yeah.
that I can do more of what I do. So those are rituals. And then on a personal level, I have to exercise every day. That's just for my mental health, to deal with all the stress of investing other people's money, managing contractors and developers. Got to get my exercise in, which is why I look so fancy today. I'm actually helping my sister move. That's why I'm in my car. That's why there's a bunch of junk in it. Oops. I didn't mean junk. I meant her stuff.
This is a no judgment show.
Okay. But yeah, I gotta exercise every day, and I mean like intensely, like not just walking around the block with the dog. Like I either in like a really high powered dance class or really hot yoga or whatever to just work out that tension. And then in addition to that, eating really well, having my green smoothies, and meditating.
Nice. And as we're building up your portfolio and your business, what was there one thing that you changed that really had a big impact? Maybe like a mindset shift or organizational change?
Um, I think organizationally, it seems like every year I step out more because when I started Real Wealth Network, I did everything, right? That's generally how it is. I mean, I did the books, bad idea. I was the one traveling the country looking for properties that are for investors and looking for the property management and managing people, and all those things are not my skill set. So every time we hired somebody, we would hire somebody who's really good at it, and it would be, it's a commitment, and it's it's hard to write that contract that you're paying somebody a lot of money for a job you've been doing. But if you can get somebody who's better at it, then you end up making more money. So it seems like each year we find somebody else who's even better. I mean, even now with the news, I was also writing the news and writing my book and doing all this stuff. Like I never slept. And now I've got like a top-notch news writer that helps me with that. So every year it seems I get more help, more experts to help with the company so that I can do more of what I love to do and am good at.
Yeah. And if there's somebody watching right now who's maybe, like you were doing everything on their own, how soon would you suggest they start outsourcing those tasks that they're not necessarily the expert at?
Start with the thing that you're really, really just not good at. And for a lot of people, that's the bookkeeper. That's usually a game changer, to have that person really managing the money. Now, if you're good at that, then it's whatever that thing is that it takes you too long or you're just not good at. Like now we have our property acquisitions guy. He goes around the country finding great properties for our members that are, rent ready, ready to go. He's traveling the country. He's so good at that, so much better than me. And but he's terrible at writing. Sorry, love you, Tim, but he doesn't love to write, and so that's okay. I do. I love to write. Sorry
Yeah.
about that.
Oh
There's
no,
some
they're
sirens.
after you. The
Oh
the cops are
no!
coming.
I'm hiding in my car. I've actually been speaking at a lot of conferences, and there've been a couple where people got arrested right off the stage.
Oh no.
Oh boy. Yeah, you don't want to, if you're doing something bad, you don't want to be the keynote speaker somewhere.
That's hilarious.
Too easy to find. Yeah.
Oh,
But I would say when you said game changer, I
Yeah.
would say that two game changers. One is really having the right people in the right seats and being willing to pay them enough money that you can keep, really good people that can move your business to the next level. That's one. And number two is really understanding the power of syndication and creating a following and creating a following that trusts you and wants to invest in your deals. And also developing yourself so that you are trustworthy and are picking the right deals. So that was really the game changer where we got that combo right, where we're working with incredible, 30, 40-year veteran developers who love working with us, and they prefer to work with us over banks or institutional lenders. And we negotiate a really large part of the profit. So our investors are making a 15% preferred return. Oftentimes the IRR is 25 to 30% on these development deals. And then our company gets a piece of the back end. So we structure it in a way that the investors come first, they get their 15% preferred. If the project takes too long or there's cost overruns and it cuts into profits, the developers and I take the hit, not the investor. The investor gets their preferred. We only make money if the project goes well, and we can make a lot of money if the project goes well. So everybody wins. That's the way we structure it, and that was definitely the game changer, because if you have happy investors, happy people, they'll keep doing your next project. And then when you can raise money, then people bring you great projects. So it's really a win-win.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. And at what point in your business did you switch over to syndicating deals rather than just doing them on your own?
So it was probably 2009 when I had built a pretty good following from the Real Wealth Show, and we had successfully helped a lot of people sell at the right time. We knew that California was in a huge bubble, so we were actively getting people to sell and then helping them reposition into properties in Texas. Many of those people sold at the peak. One lady sold 3 houses for $420,000 each. We helped her buy 9 homes in Texas, brand new, beautiful, in the path of progress. And a couple of years later, the property she sold in California went from 400 to about 75,000. They were in Stockton. They got hit hard. Mm-hmm. And our properties in Texas have tripled in value. So she quadrupled her cash flow and at least doubled or tripled her equity. Never felt the recession. So we built a reputation of really helping people time the markets. So right around 2009, but we were just helping people. I was basically a real estate agent and still am, doing a broker to broker deal, referral business, where we've got teams set up all across the country where we refer people. And just like any real estate agent, we split the broker fee. So that's what I did for years, but that's work, right? That's not necessarily investing. When we really started investing was when a developer came to us in 2009 and said he had found, oh my gosh, there was so many good deals. Oh, so many good deals. If I could just turn back time and take all of them. But he went into Bank of America, and in the commercial division, they had boxes just piled. And he knew a lot of the projects that had been foreclosed on. developments that were halfway done, builder deals that they had no financing, so they just had to leave these subdivisions and the banks took them back. So he brought us this bank-owned townhome subdivision in Portland. It was waterfront, beautiful in the Pearl District, really hot part of town. But the bank failed because it was 2009, and the guy couldn't finish because his construction loan was suddenly gone. He was halfway through the project. The developer did nothing wrong. It's just his construction loan disappeared. And we were able to buy that for $3 million. The loan alone on it was $13 million. That was written down to $3 million. So this developer said, can you raise $3 million so we can acquire this? And he had been a listener of the show and just gave me a call. So we did some research on him and we're like, oh man, this guy's the real deal. This is who the bank calls every time there's a recession. He unloads, they unload it. But he couldn't get money from institutional, from Wall Street. It was just shut down, right?
Yeah.
So I did. I think we raised that $3 million in a weekend. And that was the first time I knew that was even a possibility. I had no idea. I said, I told him I've never done that. I don't know if we can do that. And we did it in record time.
Yeah.
So that's when things changed for me. That's when we started doing syndications, because investors love the passivity of it, that you really just don't have to manage anything.
For sure. And would you say having your show and building that network and following, was that crucial in taking that next step towards syndication?
Oh, absolutely. You can build a following in so many different ways. You just have to start. That's what I keep telling my daughters, come on, and they're doing it. My daughter is now doing a jewelry company. Actually, nice. She made this DIY Decorina. Yeah, DIY Decorina. It's really cool. And she's building her following. There's so many ways to do it. I have a friend who is a pilot, and whenever he's flying, he talks to his co-pilot, and the next thing you know, he has an investor. Nice. So every trip across the country, he's got a new investor, because pilots need to figure out where to put their money. And he's got a huge following. I know dentists. I've had dentists and doctors on my show that talk to their doctors when they're in the ER room and their colleagues, and he tells them what he's doing, and all of a sudden, there's money. So you just kind of need to network. Be careful about doing it at church. That's one thing that really bugs me. It's like, church is church, man. Leave it there. Family, same thing. Yeah. But wherever you have your people. For me, I was one of the first podcasters, so that's how it worked for me. I know people try to start a podcast now, and it's harder. There's a lot more competition. So that's not for everybody, but it's still a great way to get your message out there. There's many, many ways to build that following, but that is the key.
Yeah, for sure. And besides that first syndication deal you did, is there another one that stands out as a keystone deal that really propelled you forward?
Oh my gosh, yes. Yeah, we had an amazing one. Lately we've had just total home runs. So nice. They've all been really good. But one that was kind of ridiculous was...
we're losing your audio. Uh-oh.
Happened?
Oh, okay, you're back. I'll just cut that out.
Okay, it's good now?
Yeah, we're good.
Okay. So what was I saying? Oh yeah, okay. So this one was really so awesome. So the city of Dublin is just outside of San Francisco. And a lot of people would think, well, how could you make any money in an area like San Francisco where, prices are already so high? But sometimes you can really make it work. So what my developer partner had discovered was that Dublin, California was was basically wanting to redevelop their whole downtown, and there was a new BART station coming in that would connect that area right to San Francisco in like a half an hour. And Dublin was that area was not nice. It was kind of looked like the 70s and just a lot of big box stores, but just kind of run down and stuff. So our developer knew that there was plans, but a lot of times locals don't know it because they're not going down to the city planners every day. So they don't really know what's even happening in their own backyard. But we knew, oh my gosh, they are going to completely redevelop this area. So we negotiated with the owner of an office building just in that area where they were, zoning mixed use. But this office building owner didn't know. So we got a contract for a $10 million purchase of the office building over a 2-year close. So we had to put down 1.2 million as a deposit. We didn't have to close for 2 years. I don't know how we negotiated. Clearly, again, this person didn't know what was happening to the area.
Yeah.
So in that 2-year process, while we were just in contract, we were re-entitling that office building to residential lots. Yeah. And then we were going to need to tear down the building and finish out the lots and sell to a builder. So we got all that done in that 2-year period. And sold. We thought we were going to sell it for 14 million. So tie it up for 10, only put 1.2 down and sell it for 14. And that was going to be great. We ended up getting 3 offers. We got like 20 offers and 3 of them were for 20 million.
What?
So, I mean, and we never even had to raise the full 10 million. It was a double closing at that 2-year period. And investors made a lot of money, but I tell people don't ever expect that again. That was like awesome.
Yeah.
But yeah, it doesn't happen every day.
No, but when it does, you have a party. That's awesome.
Oh my gosh. Yeah. And that was really the first time I saw a check of that size. And so I was like, okay, that's better. That's better than the transactional fees that one gets selling real estate. When you can do a syndication, it can be great, but there have been syndications we've done that haven't gone as well. So
yeah,
you got to pick the right ones.
Yeah. So actually, that's a good point. So how do you, as a syndicator, now that you've experienced that, mitigate against that risk or that eventuality that some syndications may not go well?
Oh my gosh, there's so many people doing syndications now who have no business doing them. There's so many classes out there, people saying, here's how you syndicate. And the room is full of people who've never even done a deal, Yeah. Too dangerous. So the most important thing now that I know is that I'm a fundraiser. I raise the capital. That's what I do. I'm good at it. What I'm not good at is getting entitlements or building houses or renovating houses or managing apartments, like none of that. So I have to rely on an operator or a builder or a developer, somebody who can do all those things so I can just raise the money and take care of the investors. And so that person, that's the key. And that's what I've learned. Like that partner has to have such a phenomenal track record, not just over the last 10 years where we've seen a run up, but I mean, someone who's been through ups and downs and has lots of experience. So our developers, like I said, our partners, they have 40 years experience, and we have, young people on the team to help, but we've got that wise person who's been there and knows and can ask the right questions. Yeah. So if you're ever investing in somebody's syndication, the most important thing to look at is management. Who is the operator? What is their background? Have they done this before, or are they practicing with your money? And unfortunately, too many people are practicing with other people's money, and it's not good. I mean, we're talking securities law. You can go to jail if you get this wrong. So if you're investing other people's money, you want to make sure you know exactly what you're doing, and don't maybe you flipped houses, but you've never owned an apartment. Don't syndicate an apartment until you've owned an apartment yourself, or you have someone on your team who's done it a bunch for decades.
Yeah, that's huge. And I think it's good that you mentioned the power of those partnerships too, because you're really leveraging everybody's strengths and experience so they can actually do what they excel at. And I think the sum of that all will be exponential, once you put together the right team. So
yeah, absolutely.
So out of all the deals and all the success that you've had, how has getting into real estate changed your life?
I mean, I'll be honest, like the reason I'm moving my sister is she just was diagnosed with stage 4 lung cancer. And I've been able to be with her and help her. And we just got her an awesome Airbnb right by this great center for treatment. And that's something I can do because of real estate. I can help her and just treat her like a princess, during this time, and haul her stuff around. But I wouldn't, have the freedom to do that otherwise. And so that's one thing. Just being able, it's like we say, real wealth network, real wealth meaning having both the time and the money to live life the way you want to. And it has nothing to do with money. It has to do with time. Money's unlimited. Time is limited. And every moment matters. So when you can be in a position to live and spend your time the way you want to, with who you want to, helping who you want to me, that's what it's all about. And that is what real estate has provided.
Yeah, for sure. So if there's somebody out there looking for some more information about, you and your business, how can they get in touch?
Sure. Real Wealth Network, real as in real estate, wealth as in your money, and network as in the network we have nationwide, finding our members great deals. realwealthnetwork.com is free, and it's just loaded with information on where the best markets are for investing today, and referrals to the different teams across the country and different syndications. If you want to know about syndications, you have to fill out the form because that's an SEC law. We have to establish a relationship. But that's all free. And then you can also get my book, Retire Rich with Rentals, on Amazon.
Nice. Perfect. Well, Kathy, just want to say thank you so much, especially since you're sitting in the car, for sharing your success with us today.
Thanks for having me.
Yeah, you're very welcome. And to you, our viewers, I wish you well in your journey from purchase to profits. See you next time.